Goldfields event, with a single point also separating Grant McCleary and Dion Joubert. Making its debut at the Goldfields was the new Castrol Toyota Camry, fitted with a unique engine. The power plant was originally developed for rallying by world champions Toyota Team Europe.
Track, you need more top-end power, and whereas a rally engine needs...
And Duncan Foss driving a new Class B Nissan Sentra.
We're still on a big learning curve, you know. It's the first race that I've done in a saloon car, so compared to single-seaters, it's a big difference. It's a lot heavier. Through the corners it's a lot slower, but on the straights it's a lot quicker, so it's a big adjustment in your driving that you've got to make. But we're learning, and we slowly we're improving the car every time we're going out, so we're coming along nicely at the moment.
The Goldfields outing saw all teams allowed to join the BMW Enviro cars in running.
The cars are certainly a lot more closer together than they used to be in the past, with everybody having a fair chance for the rostrum now. So in the short term, I think it's a very good idea, because the cars are all the same now. In the longer term, my personal feeling would be to get rid of the wings for everybody again, to bring the cars back to the standard-looking shape.
When the BMWs ran the wings exclusively, they won continuously, which is something they'd never done before. So obviously the wings have an effect. Now that we have them, it's going to be a lot closer again. I just personally think that it's unfortunate that this whole formula's gone to wings. I'm not in favour of the wings. It's made the cars a little bit easier to drive, and I just don't think it's really what we wanted. But anyway, the rules allow it, so we must make the most of the rules.
Well, the car is very stable, and you know, I'm used to driving the big Audis, and making comparison, this car is handling-wise, as a driver, I really cannot complain. And I think with a little bit more work on the engine management and some more horsepower, we're definitely going to be right up front with other guys.
With official qualifying getting underway, there were two reasons for more than the usual interest in the opening salvos from teams and drivers. The new Castrol Toyota Camry was an unknown quantity, and no one was too sure what effect the wings would have on lap times set by the front-wheel drive cars. Privateer Anthony Taylor in the Motorplan BMW was the star of the show in round 18 of the Standing Touring Car Series at AA Kyalami. Young Taylor, who's just turned 21 this week, is a star of the future. But it was not only the privateer teams that were worried about tyre wear on the abrasive Goldfields circuit. The Castrol Toyota Camry, driven by Serge Damzu, was quickly on the pace. Early lap times indicated a tremendous pole position battle, but for the series leader, Sean van der Linde, there was the added pressure of deciding on tactics for the weekend.
I'm not going to go out and try and win the race. That's my main thing was just going to be to beat Briggs. That's all I'm interested in.
The tight championship situation provided for plenty of tension in the BMW and the Opel Racing pits. After building up a good lead in the early part of the season, reigning champion Michael Briggs has seen Sean van der Linde chip away at his advantage. It has not been a happy season for the NGN Volkswagen Jetta squad. The team has struggled to get all its sums right at the same time and once again ran into problems. It was turning into another frustrating outing for drivers Chris Aberdeen and Terry Moss. Where the other teams were concerned, lap times among the pace setters were closer than at any single stage during the season, and the wings were working well for the front-wheel drive cars. In the BMW pit, timing monitors held the centre stage, while works drivers Dion Joubert and Sean van der Linde went about their business. With van der Linde battling for the championship, Joubert has sportingly accepted a backup role as part of team orders. But in the battle for pole position, he was determined to steal a march over everyone, and he almost made it. But a fired-up Mike White in the Monata Camry gave Toyota its first pole position.
The whole crew worked extremely hard, and they've got the car set up pretty good. And, you know, it's been very hard work, and it's been a long time coming.
So an early boost for Mike White and the Toyota team on the front row, with Dion Joubert in the BMW Enviro car alongside him on the grid. Sean van der Linde in the second BMW Enviro car shares the second row with Serge Damzu in the Castrol Camry. And Nick Duval set the fifth fastest time in the BP Nissan Sentra. He just edged out defending touring car champion Mike Briggs in the Opel Astra. With the Standing Touring Car grid growing all the time, the fourth row was shared by Grant McCleary, in the PG Autoglass Opel Astra, and privateer Anthony Taylor in the Motorplan BMW. And rounding out the top 10 were Hannes Strobel in the second BP Nissan Sentra and privateer Farouk Danga in the Speedy Car Sales Vauxhall Cavalier. Goldfields Raceway is a mixture of fast sweeps and 1 or 2 slow corners, with a major feature, that long back straight that is just over 1 kilometre in length. Position and will be keen to make a good start. They're underway and Mike White looks to have got the jump on Sean van der Linde. This is the race cam looking back from the BMW of van der Linde's. Nick Duval and Mike Briggs are fighting for the same piece of track. Dams is also involved there, and there was solid contact there between the Opel Astra and the Toyota Camry. This is the long Sabat sweep, and we're still in with the van der Linde BMW race cam with Nick Duval tucked on the inside of the BMW. Duval is trying to sneak through on the inside. The cars have touched. Van der Linde got a nudge from the Nissan. He's lost it. Van der Linde spun out on lap 1, and this is bad news for the championship leader. The BMW's gone far in a big way, but Van der Linde is heading back into the race. We'll have to wait and see if he has to make a pit stop at the end of this lap, but he won't be a happy man as we rejoin the leaders with Dion Jabir ahead of Mike White. It's a real traffic jam as the cars go piling into Castrol Corner for the first time. It's Jabir in front. There's White, Duval, Briggs, Damzu, McCleary's in the Taylor, Krobler, and Farouk Danga bringing up the rear. This has been an action-packed first lap, and there was more argy-bargy at the start of the straight with Grant McCleary and Farouk Danga stopping a little bit of pain. We're back with the leaders, and Mike White has taken the Minolta Toyota Camry into the lead. White is ahead of Dion Jabir in the BMW Enviro car. Nick Duval is third in the Nissan Sentra with Serge Damzu fourth in the Castrol Camry. Briggs is fifth, followed by McCleary and Danga. Race cam action from the Krobler Nissan, and that is a high-speed train ahead of Hannes. The cars go streaming past the start-finish line at the end of lap 1, and Mike White has a slight lead over Dion Jabir. Duval is third. Damzu fourth with the Camry showing signs of contact with the Briggs Opel. Briggs is still fifth with teammate McCleary and Dang in hot pursuit. Taylor's next. Hannes Strobel's next with Marco de Santos ahead of Terry Moss in the engine Volkswagen Jetta. And Sean van der Linde is already in amongst the Class B cars as we pick up the leaders at the end of the main straight. They'll be jumping up and down the Toyota pit with Mike White out in front in the Minolta Camry. Dams is also well placed in the Castrol car and is starting to put Nick Duval under a little pressure. Mike White leads over the subway, and the Minolta Camry looks as stable as anything under cornering. Dion Jabir in the BMW is hanging on to White's tail with Duval third, and Damzu Camry is gradually closing up on that Nissan. There's a clear track behind Sean van der Linde, who has put plenty of daylight between himself and the back market. That's Terry Moss in the engine Volkswagen Jetta as van der Linde picks up another place. Van der Linde needs every point he can get, and he's carving his way up through the field. It's lap 6, and Mike White in the Minolta Toyota Camry has opened up a slight gap over Dion Jabir in the BMW. But look at the battle that is developing behind them. There are only seconds separating the next 5 or 6 cars, and it's round about now that drivers will be starting to worry about their tyres. White looking very comfortable in the Camry, and Serge Dams in the second Toyota's moved ahead of Nick Duval to slot into third spot, and the Toyotas are on a roll. And race cam helmet action from Grant McCleary's PG Autoglass Opel Astra shows what the fast sweep leading into the main straight at Goldfields is really like. Just look at the G-forces that build up inside that car. We're at the bottom of the main straight going into Castrol Corner. Mike White has a slight cushion over Dion Jabir. Behind the leaders, there's a tremendous scrap going on, and that's Anthony Taylor having a look up the inside of Mike Briggs' Opel Astra. Taylor's once again making his presence felt in amongst those factory cars. As they come towards us for a change, there's a battle at the front of Class B. Duncan Foss on the left-hand side in the Nissan Sentra, and Jesse Huggett in the Volkswagen Jetta come into Castrol Corner, leaving it very late. Foss, the reigning South African drivers champion, but this is his first race in the saloon car, and he's made a mistake under braking. He's gone straight on at Castrol, and that won't do the tyres any good either, and Huggett is clear, and Koos Swanepoel has also gone through in that BMW. No problems at this stage, though, for Mike White in that Camry. He still leads Dion Jabir, but the big battle behind them is still going on. There's Damsu, Duval, Briggs and Taylor, they're all involved. Not far behind are Farouk Danga and Hannes Grobler. More race game action from the Van der Linde BMW Enviro car. Van der Linde is the championship leader and he's getting closer to the points after his first lap off-road excursion. Van der Linde's cruise past Hannes Grobler. He's in the Nissan, but race distance is running out on him. Only 1 point separates Van der Linde and Briggs in the championship, and Briggs currently lies 5th and is in the points. Here's Terry Master in the NGN Volkswagen Jetta. He looks to have a problem. He's cruising around and he's heading for the pit lane. That's another big disappointment for Moss and for the Volkswagen team. They've had a terrible time of it this season, but look at this. We're on lap 11 of 12, and Dion Jabé in the BMW Enviro car is starting to close on the race leader, Mike White, in that Minolta Toyota. Dion Jabé is starting to make a move on Mike White. It looks as though we could be in for a dramatic finish. Toyota have yet to win a standing touring car race, and White has led from the start. Now the pressure's really on. Jabé is trying to force White into making a mistake. He's got his nose of his BMW glued right up under the Toyota's back wing, and this is a test of character for White, but he's got lots and lots of racing experience. The battle behind the leaders is still raging, but Serge Damsu, Castrol Camry and Nick DeVal's BP Nissan have gone missing. We've got drama with Briggs and McCleary up to 3rd and 4th, and Sean van der Linde is in the point. Van der Linde is 6th behind Anthony Taylor, and there's Damsu with that Camry rolling gently around the circuit. What bad luck for Serge and for that Toyota. Back to the leaders, and Mike White is still under pressure from Dion Jabé. We've less than a lap to go, and Jabé can make a plan and get past the Toyota if he can. It's youth versus experience, and who'd want to be in the Toyota pit right now? White leads Jabé in the last lap. Briggs and McCleary are 3rd and 4th. Sean van der Linde has picked up another place. He goes past Anthony Taylor, and Taylor's got that BMW sideways. He's all crossed up coming out of Castrol. Here come the leaders, and it's going to be a straight fight to the line. It's Mike White in the front, Dion Jabé a car length behind him. There are only 2 or 3 corners between Mike White and that win, that maiden win for Toyota in the standing touring car series. Jabé is trying to climb all over the Toyota, but White isn't about to make any mistakes at this stage. It's a straight dash to the line, and White is going to win. The Toyota Camry leads the BM down the start-finish straight, and out comes a checkered flag for Michael White.
Fortunately for me, I think that Taylor's tyres went off more than mine, and Serge's car stopped in the last lap. So I believe I now lead the championship again by 1 point. So that's what it's all about for me. I'm really driving under a lot of stress, trying to keep everything together, and it's worked out this heat, but it's going to be tough next one.
Well, I'm pretty pleased with that race. I'm getting over a pretty bad cold. I wasn't that strong. But I'm very pleased with second. Mike's Toyota's going very well. At the end, maybe a lap or 2 more, and we would have had him. I'm looking forward to the next race.
Finally, we've got it together. We've got a very good team. The team were responsible really for the win. They set up the car superbly. Dave Cook, Alan, the engine guy, put together a lovely engine. And on the day, you know, everything came right. The team worked hard for it, and we got our win that we've been trying to get for over a year now.
So, an historic win for Mike White and Toyota with Dion Jabé 2nd. The Astros of Briggs and McCleary 3rd and 4th, with Van der Linde fighting back to take 5th place. Anthony Taylor also finished in the points in 6th. Jesse Huggett again won Class B. Stay with us for round 19 winner Mike White on pole position in the Minolta Toyota Camry. Alongside him is Dion Jabé in the BMW. Go to race cam with Mike Briggs, and Jabé looks to have missed a gear. Briggs has moved up in the 2nd spot. He's trying to indicate something to someone behind him. Now we've Nick DeVal in the BP Distance Centre, and once again, there's plenty of argy-bargy at the start. That's Farouk Danga in the Vauxhall Cavalier up ahead of the Nissan, and he's got to punt up the backside for his troubles. And here they come down the long Goldfields straight. This is a high-speed touring car train. Those cars are travelling at well over 240 kilometres an hour. There's a dip in the track of the entrance to Castrol Corner. You see it, and this makes it difficult for the drivers. Jabé's looking up the inside of Briggs and McCleary. Nick DeVal was 3 abreast with Farouk Danga, and Hannes Grobler simply just took the gap. Look at the Class B's. Kersey Swanepoel gets it sideways in that yellow BMW. Mike White leads on lap 1. He's followed by the Opel Astros of Briggs and McCleary. Sean van Linder's fourth. Taylor's up to fifth ahead of Jabert. Nick de Waal, Farouk Dang and Hans Grobler. We're riding with Nick de Waal in the BP Nissan Centre up ahead of him. He's got Dion Jabert. He's back into sixth after starting second on the grid. After his fifth place in round 19, Sean van Linder is now 1 point behind Mike Briggs in the championship. Van der Linde's got the Opel Astros of McCleary and Briggs up ahead of him. And his mission right now will be to try and finish ahead of Briggs and win back the championship lead. This is some great motor racing. Mike White looking comfortable out in the front in the Camry. The car was built in the UK by Dave Cook, who comes to South Africa every time the car races to help the local Toyota team. White and the rest of the squad certainly look to have got their act together. Here comes the Class P Brigade with Swanepoel going sideways once again. He does on every single corner and uses a bit of the outfield as well. He did well to hold on to that car there and get back onto the circuit. Some anxious faces in the Nissan pit. We're on lap 3 and Van der Linde's got ahead of Grant McCleary and is having a go, taking second place from Michael Briggs as they come into Castrol Corner. That's a classic overtaking manoeuvre at the end of the Welkom straight, and Van der Linde got everything just right and is up to second spot. Now race cam action from the De Waal Centre, and here comes trouble. That's Anthony Taylor up ahead. De Waal has given him a solid pump, and Taylor's off the circuit. Now De Waal also has a problem, and Grobler and Dang have gone past. Well, let's have another look at that, and young Taylor will probably think he's got grounds for feeling pretty aggrieved. We're back with the leaders, and Mike White still leads Sean van der Linde. Briggs is third, McCleary fourth. Briggs is now 1 point ahead of van der Linde in the championship, but he'll need to get ahead of the BMW if he wants to still be in the lead at the end of this race. White looks to be edging away slightly from van der Linde with Briggs and McCleary on the pace, desperately trying to hold on to that BMW. Into the pits comes Anthony Taylor in the Motorplan BMW, and that's no surprise. He took a heavy thump there from De Waal in his listen. The BMW is in no fit state to continue in this race. A little bit further back in the field, we're with the Class B leaders. There's a ding-dong battle going on there between Duncan Fossen at Nissan and Jesse Huggett in the Lisa car rental Volkswagen Jetta. This is just what this class needed. Hopefully there's going to be more cars out in Class B at Kyle Army in November. This is tremendous stuff, and the pair of them are having a great race. Foss won the Formula GTR Championship last year, and this is his saloon car debut. He'll be pleased with the way things are going, but he's under enormous pressure there, as you can see from Huggett. Great racing. Huggett is going for the title inside line. He's made it, and that was a very clever piece of driving from Cape Town's Jesse Huggett. It's lap 8 of the 10, and White still leads Van der Linde. Here's Michael Briggs, and Grant McCleary goes straight on at the Essex. He's got serious problems in the car. It turns out he's suffering from fuel pressure problems. And that's the end of the day's work for Grant McCleary in the PG Auto Glass Opel Astra. But there's plenty of work ahead of Mike White and Sean van der Linde, who's closing. He's chasing that Camry all the way, but he hasn't got close enough yet to force White into a mistake. And Briggs also has a problem, the second Opel Astra. He's slowed right down. It looks as though he's picked up a puncture. He has. The Opel is coasting towards the pit, and that is unbelievable bad luck for Briggs. And both factory Opels have picked up major problems on the same lap. That's Briggs in the background. As Jabert goes past, we'll have to pick up exactly what is wrong with the Astra. You can see it there. The left back wheel has punctured, and unless Sean van Linde also picks up a problem, that is the end of Briggs' championship lead. We're riding with van der Linde now, and the only problem he has is to try and catch up to Mike White. Van der Linde will pick up on the radio link with his pit crew that Briggs is the problem. It'll be music to his ears, and he probably won't try too hard to catch White. Teammate Dion Jabert is in third spot, so van der Linde won't feel threatened from behind. And into the pits limps the unfortunate Briggs. The Goldfields Raceway is notoriously hard on tyres, but Briggs will be forgiven for thinking the racing gods have decided to frown on him. We're into the final lap. Mike White looks to be well on his way to his second win of the day. Van der Linde doesn't look as though he's making too much of an effort to catch the Toyota Camry. He's going to be well satisfied with those 6 points for second place. That's going to take him back into the championship lead. The end of the main straight is an obvious place for Van der Linde to try and get past White. but is now nowhere close enough to the Camry to try and move down the inside. Jabber's a long way back in third, Hannes Grobler's fourth, but White looks to have this one wrapped up as well. The Elisa car rental Jetta of Huggetts has opened up a sizable gap there. Duncan Voss, who's in trouble. He's lost in a big way in the S, the same place as Grant McCleary stopped there, and he spun out there in dramatic fashion. It's the last corner, it's all over, bar the shouting. Mike White in the Minolta Camry has won it. It's win number 2 for White, and there'll be celebrations at the Toyota camp tonight. Second place puts Van der Linde back into the championship lead. Teammate Jabber comes in third ahead of Hannes Grobler, and Farouk Danga with HUGGETT again, taking Class B.
Everything's worked so well today, but it's thanks to the team. I mean, the Camry, the Toyota Camry, is a superb car now. We've proved it today, and I think we can only go from strength to strength.
2 races remain at East London with an international at Kyalami.